Hello and welcome to Pod Meets World. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
I'm Justin.
And this week we're discussing the episode Cory's Alternative Friends, which originally aired October 15th, 1993, attracting an audience of 20.4 million viewers. Number one at the box office this week is a movie you've actually heard of. Demolition Man.
Maybe?
It's an Arnold movie. I think it might be Stallone, actually. I don't remember, but it's a generic 90s action movie.
Okay. Like early 90s action flick.
Yes. Billboard Top 100 number one hit for the week. Dream Lover by Mariah Carey.
My gosh.
Whoa, I haven't heard that song.
It's such a surprise. I never would have guessed.
It will be for a few more weeks. Apparently people in 1993 really liked that song.
Just like some people really like that one Despacito song a couple years ago.
Anyway. This episode starts with Cory and Sean doing a presentation on air pollution that doesn't go over very well with Mr. Feeney.
Well, yeah, when they're pointing at, all the wrong places.
Detroit. Detroit. Over here.
They're in the middle of the goddamn sea.
And Mr. Feeney's just kind of correcting them at first, and then he's like, it's not worth it.
He's just like, oh, fuck it.
I'll just let him point at Mexico and the ocean,
It's
whatever.
not even Mexico. He's in, fucking the middle of the ocean.
Exactly. He's pointing at every other thing, but...
And then
where
Cory's
it
on,
is.
DC, and he's like, no, that's not right.
And somehow baseball was involved.
Yes.
Because of course.
Because of pollution.
I
The
don't
ball
think
can't
it was
travel as
actually...
well through the polluted air.
Yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about when we talk about air pollution.
Well, I mean, at least it motivated them to think about pollution. It might not have been for the best reasons, but take the better with the bitter. He blames himself for letting them choose their own partners and assigns them new ones. Sean is partnered with Stuart Minkus, and Cory is with Topanga Lawrence. I'm sure that won't happen again in the future.
So then Sean gets to do absolutely nothing because Minkus does all the work for him
Because
anyways.
Minkus doesn't trust him, like him, or respect him.
Exactly.
Cory is less than thrilled to be partnered with the totally strange girl, but Mr. Feeney is firm on his choice. I am Gibraltar. At lunch, Cory overhears some girls bad-mouthing a total Brillo head and thinks that they're talking about him. Feeling self-conscious, he asks Sean's opinion, but doesn't get much help. Topanga stops by his table to confirm plans that she's coming over to his house and asks that they sign a petition on behalf of the school librarian who's being forced to retire. Apparently, the elder is being forced to retire, but Sean and Cory couldn't care less. After Topanga leaves, they talk about her and Minkus sitting at the weirdo table at lunch, then come up with a possible solution for Cory's hair problem. Sean will call his sister to get what she uses to straighten her hair. A sister he will never have again. Because apparently that was written for another character, but then that actor was out of there.
Hmm.
But yes, Sean will not have a sister again.
Crazy.
Oh, well. Not really. I mean, it's like episode 4, so they're kind of figuring some shit out.
I guess so, yeah. Unless her sister just moves out, very soon after.
Or becomes one of those relatives that's removed from a family.
She never existed.
After school, Topanga and Cory meet up to work on their report, but can't seem to agree on how to present it. Cory wants to do a quick in-and-out presentation, while Topanga is leaning towards performance art.
Read this poem.
Read this poem.
Okay. And then she does something weird and paints her own face in the middle of her performance, and I'm like,
It's so
Pretty
good.
much the audience reaction is Cory's reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
No, normal is good. Normal doesn't get laughed at. After performing her Donut in the Sky poem, Cory and Topanga talk about fitting in versus being true to yourself. Topanga doesn't care that people make fun of her and thinks Cory does a good job of blending in, except for his red baseball cap. That's when Sean arrives with his sister's hair supplies. After tricking Topanga into leaving, the two boys head upstairs and set out to straighten Cory's hair, but things go horribly wrong when he leaves the chemicals in his hair for too long. With unnaturally smooth and hardened hair, Cory gets no real advice from his parents and brother. He refuses to go to school, but is forced to anyway.
Yeah.
See, the thing with shampoo is it actually has to touch your hair to be effective.
Where you have kind of a
polyurethane coating. It's so good.
His brother comes in and is like, the last guy I saw that went through this is like, boom, complete cue ball.
And then the dad comes in and says the exact same thing. So good. Everyone at school laughs at Cory's new hair except Topanga. That's why he finds himself sitting at her table during lunch, the so-called weirdo table, have trouble getting their petition signed, and Cory thinks it's because they don't know anything about their fellow classmates.
Yeah.
While the weirdo kids like watching Crossfire or Angela Lansbury, Cory's old friends prefer Beavis and Butthead. Good answer.
Yeah. Well, the crowd definitely agrees.
I love how the crowd pops for Beavis and Butthead.
Woo, Beavis and Butthead! Yay!
He believes in order for them to get signatures, they need to get people's attention. Topanga and her friends are intrigued, and thus they hatch a plan. After school, Cory puts curlers in his hair in an attempt to look normal again, but then looks worse than before.
Yeah.
He went super Cory.
And, even Topanga and the other weirdos laugh at him. Despite his hair, Cory doesn't let his new friends down. They handcuff themselves and form a chain blocking the exit hall of the school at the end of the day. They met with hostility at first, but Cory convinces his fellow classmates that it's better to petition the old senile librarian to stay than to allow the school board to hire some new, young, potentially strict librarian. With the task accomplished, Minkus and the other weirdos uncuff themselves and leave. Cory and Topanga are left still handcuffed to their lockers and share their first kiss, much to Cory's shock and embarrassment. And he pulls a great face.
It was a good frame.
Just like,
it's so good.
It was my first kiss too.
My first kiss.
He pulls such a good face. In the end, Cory's hair returns to normal, and he finds out that the girls who were supposedly bad-mouthing his hair were actually talking about another boy. Though he goes back to having lunch with his old buddies, he and Topanga share a look, and Topanga shows off her new red baseball cap. I'm sure that won't be important. Again, this relationship will not go anywhere.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they only shared a first kiss.
And, I mean, that's not going to be the entire thrust of some seasons.
I wonder how much it would actually get brought up again.
Maybe once or twice. Alrighty, so what did you all think of this episode? Because I had a pretty damn good time.
It was a good time.
It was.
It was good hair. It was great hair.
I love when Alan walks in. That's a hat, right?
Nope.
I think I'm more impressed that they actually managed to get the comb in that first hairstyle.
Oh,
like,
that's so
when they first touched it, it's like, is that just plastic?
It's so good. Okay. You guys have anything else to bring up about this episode?
Yeah, chaining yourselves to a couple of lockers and whatnot would not stop any sort of typical kids from getting out of school.
I'm
They
pretty
would
sure
most
they'll
likely
push
be
and shove
shoved, have a bunch of kids pass through them, and be horribly bruised, possibly injured to a higher extent, but nevertheless, it probably wouldn't have worked.
And what school only has one exit?
Exactly,
Yeah,
that too.
so true.
I mean, they're gonna only stop them from going out one particular exit. There could be other exits.
There would be more than one exit.
There was the one case with one kid saying that he needed to take the bus, and the bus can only go to one particular place, supposedly.
Yeah, but still, when we went to high school, where the bus went, you could go out another door and just walk around.
Yeah. I mean, even in elementary school, there was an exit here, there,
there has to
there,
be.
and there.
For safety reasons.
Fire.
Yeah, fire. Yeah.
Oh shit, there's a fire in front of the door. Well, we're fucked.
Yeah, I guess we'll just
I guess we'll just die.
I guess we'll just die.
Everyone to the other end of the school to try and get away from the fire until the fire department shows up.
Yeah,
And maybe we won't burn to death.
Can't we just go out the windows? Are you crazy? There's glass in the windows. It'd be even worse.
You could get cut. Alrighty. So, if there's nothing else you guys want to bring up, next week we'll be talking about the episode Killer Bees. And it's not a tag team from the 1980s. And I know that's a reference none of you get, but that's fine. It's going to be a good time. So until next time, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.